It's finally happened. For years, I've been preaching here on how dangerous it is to become reliant on one company. Why it's dangerous to rely on one platform to send you traffic or one website to sell your products and services. This mistake can be so costly, it can shut down entire companies overnight, leaving you with nothing to build back from. It's incredibly scary. 2 weeks before recording this, I logged into Twitter to discover that my account had been suspended. I received no email regarding the suspension and was not told what rule I supposedly broke that led to my suspension. In fact, I only found out when I went to tweet as usual to my 21,000 followers, only to be greeted with this wonderful message, your account's been suspended. Ouch. Truly the end. This isn't the first time that my Twitter account had been locked. Last year, the same thing happened. I filed the appeal with Twitter, and the suspension was lifted in hours, with Twitter admitting that they made a mistake. This time, no dice. 2 weeks have gone by, and I haven't heard a single thing. My baby product brand's account was also suspended, and it's also heard nothing about Twitter since filing the appeal. Now, I'm still optimistic that both accounts will be restored, but, I'm not relying on it. Nor should I be. Your own platform should come first. I want to be very clear that I am in no way against social media. It is an incredible marketing channel, and every business should be utilizing it to its full potential. The capability to generate an entirely new audience, while simultaneously building real relationships with that audience, cannot be understated. There's no good reason that businesses should not be implementing a smart social strategy as part of their marketing plan. That being said, you do not want to leave yourself vulnerable. These companies do not care about you, and they have flaws. Their rules and terms will change without notice, and at some point, you may end up like me, permanently suspended, which, let's be honest, was probably done by a bot, and unable to reach a real person to set things straight. If you want to thrive in the long term, you cannot put your fate in another company's hands. Understanding the role of social. It is your goal to make social media work for you. You utilize social media to build your business, not to build some other company's bottom line. Therefore, it's imperative that you do the following 3 things. 1. Funnel people to your own website. You're in business to make money, and business transactions are not going to happen directly on social networks. You must make one of your core goals with social media to escalate the relationship. Engage with them heavily enough and provide so much value that your followers are compelled to visit your own website to get more. This doesn't mean that you should start spamming links to your followers, nor does it mean that you should deceive or trick your following into clicking your link. Again, you're in business to make money, not to make, link clicks. Link clicks on their own are worthless. Link clicks with intent, however, are an important part of the process in moving a follower towards a sale. Measure the results of your social media strategy not by how many new followers you acquire, but by how many people show interest in escalating the relationship further. This proves that your social strategy is having its intended effects, and guess what? This will actually lead to a larger following in the long run. Bonus tip. Based off of what type of content your website visitors show interest in, retargeting those visitors with relevant lead magnets can be a very cheap way to get people onto your email list. An email subscriber is typically worth much more than just a follower. 2. Keep your brand top of mind. Not every follower is going to be ready to buy from you right now, and it's not your job to force them to. While generating interest is important, you're not going to be able to sell every new product you release to your entire following straight away. However, by regularly appearing in front of your audience with valuable content, you accomplish a few key things. Well, 1, your following begins to like and trust you. 2, you grant yourself the ability to blast the occasional promotion without annoying people. And 3, when people are ready for your products, they'll be thinking about you first. Think of how many enormous brands pay for television commercials that seem completely irrelevant to you. Car insurance companies are one of my favorite examples. They do not expect you to drop your insurance company and switch to them the day, the week, the month, or even the year that they run their ad. However, when the thought of switching enters your mind, they're hoping that you'll call them first. Fail to get in front of your audience regularly, and they will completely forget about you and your brand. 3. Foster a community. There's an incredible difference between building a following and building a community. Too many marketers force the communication to be one way. They do not respond to comments, ask questions, or seem to care at all about what their following has to say. It's greedy, but it's also ineffective with the goals we just mentioned. When you share tons of valuable content and take the time to engage with the audience you already have, your community will naturally grow on its own. People will start sharing your content and putting it in front of even more people without being asked to. They will naturally attract others that are similar to them, and your following will grow on your own simply from continuing what's already working. Every network has what I like to call a tip-off point. Once you reach the tip-off point, you no longer have to actively fight for each new follower. Your following begins to grow exponentially. With a more engaged following, you reach the tip-off point more quickly. This is why large pages continue to get larger, and small pages have a difficult time growing. Develop a framework of engagement and community building early on, and ultimately social media will perform much better for you. Even if you do inevitably get suspended, your biggest fans will follow you to wherever you end up next. Conclusion. The purpose of this recording was not to fearmonger, but to highlight an important reality. Don't build your business on somebody else's property. Even if you follow every single rule diligently, platforms can shut you down for any reason that they like. If you're reliant on them for any aspect of your business, you become vulnerable. Utilize social media for everything that you can, but always ensure that your business will survive without them. Despite the fact that I won't have what was previously my best performing social network, Twitter, I have no doubt that my business will continue to grow this year. I'd love to hear how you plan to utilize social to grow your own website this year. We can all benefit from hearing about the strategy you're implementing. To your success, James McAllister.